So we're gonna do some slices, okay? All right, and what I want to start with is just like we started before. We're gonna start at the service line, okay? And last time we talked about kind of making sure the racket is back here, right? And then we're gonna make sure that we go forward as if we're cutting the ball in half, okay? A lot of times what happens is like we try to come underneath it and try to add the spin, like doing some like U-shaped swing. So your goal is to get it from that service line to that service line. So you're not worrying so much about how hard I'm hitting it, but you're focusing more on making sure like I'm extending nice and straight. So when you finish, right, ideally you're like, I should be able to tie a string from the left arm to the right arm like that, right, in a straight, like right along your back. So you're going to turn and you're going to just extend, keeping the racket face open. So we talked about this last time as well. When you set your racket, notice that the racket is set up as if I'm almost like on my phone, like if it was a really, really big phone, right? Because I don't want to be like this, because then when I come through, my racket strings are not straight. Like that's what people do, is they set up and their racket strings are turned this way. Here, that wrist is nice and neutral, and I'm able to just go straight into the ball, okay? So I just take the bottom of my hand, and I basically just go straight to the target, okay? All right, so you're going to just go down the line. You're going to hit a few straight ahead from the service line. Getting a feel. I also want you to engage the legs. So what that means, I step with the right, but the weight's still on the back foot, and I shift to the front foot as I hit, right? So I'm in my back foot here, shifting to my front foot, okay? All right, let's make it happen right from the service line. Yellow cones are your target, okay? You're just trying to hit right to that yellow cone. Nothing too aggressive right now, all right? Ready. So you're gonna get that elbow up. Yep, just like that, right? And forward. Good. All right. Let's try to go straight. Good. So the one thing, and I'm not, sorry, I don't mean to correct you early, is like we tend to start up here, go down to the ball, and then go forward. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my racket straight from here, straight to the ball, right? Like there's no down first, then over. It's here, straight to the target, okay? All right, there's no adjustment there with the swing. All right, ready. Here we go. Rackets up, in. Good. Nice job. That was dead on, okay? Up. Good. Excellent job. Here we go. Ready. And again, turn. Good. I love it. I love it. Great job. Now, good. Excellent. Very nice. Ready. Turn. Awesome. Okay. And one more time. Good. Okay. Hold your grip, right? I want you to come up to me real quick. Okay. All right. So now, like this to me looks like a more of a backhand grip. Like the heel of your hand is up a little bit, right? So we're going to make it more like a continental. So that way, again, you're not having to turn your wrist to make that happen. Does that make sense? So now your hand is straight neutral. So like there's continental, and then there's backhand continental where the heel of your hand slides over, okay? And what most people do is they go, okay, I'm going to hit my slice from that grip. But it isn't. It's actually more like a serve and a volley grip, where it's a straight continental, which means the knuckle is here, and then the bottom of your hand, that bevel right there, the same bevel sitting in the top of your hand. Do you see? Does it make sense? So if I do a backhand continental, right, I still have the same top, but notice that corner at the bottom of my hand is now more on the top of the grip. So you see that it's on that bevel instead of that corner. Does that make sense? So that little subtle adjustment changes the way your racket face is, right? Like from this to this, the racket turns 90 degrees, right? So like that's not a lot of space to put your hand, and the racket goes from that to that, okay? So you just want to make sure that subtle adjustment is important for being able to make sure that your racket face is really open. Here, I kind of have to come on the inside of the ball, and I want to make sure I'm able to, with the grip change, for this to come on the outside edge of the ball, okay? All right, here we go. From there. Good. Nice job. Control your finish. Freeze your finish. That's it. So see, we're a little down. Want to make sure we're going forward to the target. That's okay. A little late to it. A little wind got a hold of it. No problem. Out. Good. Excellent. That's okay. Remember, straight, not down. Straight to your target. That's better. I like what we're doing. And again, turn. Out. Good. Freeze your finish one more time. Freeze. That's it. And so we really want to make sure that we're disciplined with the finish, right? Because a lot of times they're not 100% sure about that finish. So we just want to make sure, freeze, nice and steady, so you know exactly what's happening. All right, we're going back to the baseline. Orange cones are now your target. Okay, so we're going to extend a little. We're going to try to extend a little bit deeper. I would say that you have to add 20% pace. You don't have to add a ton more. You hit a couple of those deep anyway, right? So it's not about right now adding a ton of pace. It's about making sure that you're extending through the ball. Good freeze finish. You're down here, that ball is going to fall short. If I extend here, it's going to go deep in the court. Okay? All right. Are we ready? Here we go. You're going to set and turn. Extend. Pull it up. Perfect. I like what we're doing there. Read the wind a little bit. Good. So down makes the ball shoot. Okay? So if I go like this, that's going to make the ball go up. So I need to make sure I really try to go as straight as I can into the target. All right? Straight. Better. Much better, Prudy. Great job. I like it. That's a phenomenal slice. Great job. Love what you're doing there. Good. Phenomenal. Very nice. Very nice. Extend. Hold it firm. Just a little bit more at contact. Out. Good. I like it. I like it. Got to be firm with the ball. Extend. Good. Excellent. If we can, let's make that little subtle adjustment to make sure the racket face is open at the top versus facing the back curtain. I want to see your strength. See how you see the top of my rack? I'm hitting with this side. Okay? So see like that? I'm not hitting like now I'm hitting with this side, right? I want to see the strengths. All right? Yes, I'm seeing the strings. Good job. I love it. I want to see those strings again. So good. That's it. Now let's really go forward on this next one. I love it. It's all right. Here we go. And again. Oh, tough bounce. Great pickup. Very nice. Gotta love a clay court. Good. That's the best one you've hit all day. Very good. Rackets up. Good. Stay firm. Drive into the ball. In. That's it. Be firm. Be firm. Set and turn. Be firm to the ball. It's okay. Be firm. Good. All right. So, you're doing a fantastic job. I want to get the feeling of what it's like when you hit forward a little bit more. So, go ahead and set your racket for me for a second. Okay? And I want you to bring the bottom of your hand, and I want you to hit my arm. Slow. Slow. The bottom of your hand. Okay? Drive. Okay? Push against my arm. Push, 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 push. So, like you want to drive from the bottom of your hand into the ball. So what happens is people hit the ball and they let the racket head drop. So it's just drive, 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 drive. Keep that racket as steady as you can and really just keep the bottom of your hand driving to the target. Okay? All right, ready? Up. Drive. Good. I like it. Turn. Drive. That's much better, Pruvy. You're doing it. Let's hold it firm. Hold the finish. Freeze the finish. See, we're a little bit over there, so we're losing a little bit of control of the ball. Let's really just go forward. Yep. That's much better. Much better. Take the racket forward into the ball. I love it. And you know what I loved about that the most is that you stayed with the ball. What you didn't do is like try to rush to this side. You stayed on contact with the ball. Like you want to hold that ball on those strings as long as you possibly can for the most control, right? The most control comes from holding on to this ball. That's it. That's it. Right. I want to see your strings. Good adjustment there. I saw you do a little adjustment with the racket. Very good. That's a great setup. Great job. Looking so good, Pruvy. Good job. Good. That one went down a little bit, so that's why it went up in the air. Out. There you. Oh, that was great. You see, not as fast, but a really good control of the ball. I love it. That's awesome. Hold on. Now you're getting the feel of it. Very good. That's it. That's it. Elbow up. Push. Yes. Very good. Up. Push. Pruvy. So good. And again. Oh, yes. Those are looking solid. Very nice. Excellent. Good. Give me 3 more like that. Look, that's so nice. Look at that. Unbelievable. Good, good, good. Good. I want to see the strings just a little more at the top. That's it. Good. That's okay. That was a tough one. Shift that body weight into it. Yes. So good. That was perfect. That ball did exactly what we wanted it to do. Now, we're going to go cross court. Okay, so like, and this is the thing that people go, okay, I'm cross court, so now I'm going to go across my body. No. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole unit, my whole body, and I'm going to turn it slightly. Okay? Because I still want to have that straight line directly to my target. Okay? So I want it to be exactly the same as if I'm going here. I just turn everything that direction. So now my step needs to go to my target, and I hit. Does that make sense? What I don't want to see is a cross and then the rip across the body. So you got to make sure your feet line up to the target, and then you're shifting the weight exactly the same cross court. Okay? You do that for me? All right, blue cone to the target now. Cross court. Here we go. See that set up? Great job. Stay on that line. Shift. Work. Work. So we're going to turn a little bit more. Get ourselves set. Good. So the biggest thing, right? And this is for a two-hand backhand or a slice. You want to start with a good load on the left leg, because then this foot can then make adjustments. Right? If I'm kind of on this foot and I feel like I gotta go over there with the balance, right? So I want to go out, then I want to step to the target. See that? So I load on the left, I step to my target, and then I shift into the ball. So putting a little bit more weight on that left leg to start is going to help me kind of center my center of gravity. I step to the target, and then I shift my center of gravity exactly where I want it to go. Great job.